Well, I think you've just heard the featured speaker. So what a delightful evening. I mean, I'm sitting at the table with Marwan and Marlene, who came from the Teach for America program and is at the law school. And just being around these young people is so stimulating and exciting and makes you want to open your pocketbook, right? And cough up more money so we can get more of these stellar people to come to GW. I owe a great deal to GW, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. I also find it a very special occasion to be here tonight to talk about student scholarships, because I was a scholarship student at GW in my first year of law school. And I know what it means to have that kind of support. Marwan said everyone has a unique story to tell about being at GW, so I thought I'd share with you some of my unique experiences. When I entered the law school, about the time that Marwan's father was born, I think, a little bit later, 1968, my circumstances were really quite different from that of my classmates. I had spent the previous 2 years putting my husband Dan through GW Law School, and he was about to start his third year. The idea that I might go to law school was somewhat, to say the least, unusual in that era. There were very few women in law school at that time. And even some of our compatriots at our age thought that it was a bad idea, basically. And one of Dan's classmates warned him. He said, "I would never let my wife go to law school." The young people in the audience can't even fathom this, but this was the era in which I went to law school. But I'll tell you, I did get encouragement to go to law school, and one of the people most encouraging me was a law professor at GW. His name was Monroe Friedman, and he had the radical idea that the student body would be greatly improved if there were more women in it. So he was the first one to even plant the idea in my head. And once I started considering it, my husband Dan immediately jumped on board. But there was one big obstacle, and that was financial. And here's where the law school really stepped up to the plate for both of us. They gave Dan some financial aid and me some financial aid so we could scrape together enough for that first year of law school together from 1968 to 69. Now, this is the year that we fondly recall as the year of the hot dog, since we ate a lot of hot dogs that year and scraped by. But you know what? It was also one of the best years of our life. Like most of us in this room, our GW education has changed our lives. At the law school, we were taught by an incredible faculty, and most prominently, Jerry Barron. Jerry, where are you out here? Everybody in the room knows Jerry Barron. Of course, it's revealing that 47 years ago I was taking a class from Jerry Barron. But he was a star then, and he's a star ever since. We had faculty, Dan and I both, who inspired us and were our mentors. Dan became an antitrust lawyer because of Professor Glenn Weston. And I became a consumer advocate because of Professor Donald Rothschild and the brand new consumer law clinic that he had started. Student life then, as it is today, was rich and active. And like today, there was a strong sense of community in the school. So we took full advantage of it, and we made lifelong friends. Now, in my case, I didn't stay too long away from the law school after graduating. I was invited back to the school to join the faculty, and my professors became my colleagues and my friends. Now, I was only the second woman to join the faculty and a pioneer in some important ways. For example, I was pregnant when I started my first semester of teaching. And Wes Burnett is in the audience, a trustee who remembers he was in that class and he got the highest grade in the class. So he will tell you I was an excellent teacher. This was a pregnant teacher at the law school was definitely a first. To give you another flavor of the time, a student was overheard telling another student, "Isn't it nice that the dean is letting Professor Schwartz have a baby?" That dean, Robert Kramer, not only let me have that baby, which I managed to do over Christmas break. I only have one child. That was enough. The dean promptly sent our new daughter a letter of admission to the law school, class of 1998. So I went on to have a 25-year career, wonderful career on the faculty, and the wonderful opportunity to be associate dean to two of the school's great deans, Dean Barron and Dean Friedenthal. So tonight, looking back on all of this, which started over 47 years ago as a law student with a scholarship, I could not be more grateful to GW, and I could not be happier giving back in a way that helps support today's students, and particularly the students that we know are taking advantage of these scholarships. I am reminded about how much it means to each individual who receives that assistance. It's a gift and it's an opportunity, and these students who are coming on these scholarships are going to take full advantage and go on to do great things in their lives. But it's also a great thing for GW to be able to attract these students. Every great university has a great student body, and we need one, and we are attracting them. At the law school, for example, this year's entering class comes from over 200 colleges. 100 of the students graduated summa or magna cum laude. 50 have advanced degrees. The list goes on. And with respect to diversity, it's quite remarkable. 53% of the class are women, and 37% are minorities. So, as we've heard tonight, and as we know, scholarship assistance is crucial to building a student body of this caliber and that's also so diverse. For many applicants, the choice of a school turns on the availability of financial aid. So the importance of our scholarship program and the alumni support for that scholarship, those scholarship programs, simply cannot be overstated, both in terms of the opportunities for these individuals that we see here tonight and are so proud of, but in terms of the way that our support strengthens the institution that we are all a part of. I personally cannot think of any better investment or any investment that's more personally rewarding than giving back to these students and to our school. I hope all of you feel the same. We'll dig into your pockets and continue your wonderful support. Thank you.